Hello, YouTube. Have you been wondering how you can become more productive? Well, we've got a show and a tool today that we think is going to help you 10x your productivity, and you're going to be a lot more successful in your business. So welcome to the channel. I'm Prof Sales.
And I'm Karen.
And on this channel, we talk a lot about being an entrepreneur, having a business mindset, ways that you can increase your revenue and become a better business person, and just overall be a more successful human being. So
we guarantee it.
We guarantee it. I don't know if we can guarantee it or not, but just as a side note, this show is also being broadcast live now. So there's a live chat going on. So you will hear us interacting with people in the live chat. But if you would like to leave us a question or comment after the show, this show will be streamed and saved on the channel. So just leave your question or comment down below. If you're new, we'd really love to hear from you, hear your feedback, see what you thought of the show. That's always cool.
Indeed. We love comments down at the bottom because, you know, these videos are like a time capsule. If it enters your brain, I guarantee you someone else, oh, there's that word again. It's the word of the day, guarantee. Someone else will have the same question. So that's just paying it forward and helping somebody that, you know, might not know it yet, but they need that answer as well.
Absolutely. Well said. So just wanted to share with you guys some insight today on this tool that I've been using called Trello. And for those of you who don't know, Trello is basically, it's kind of hard to describe what it is. It's going to be easier to show you, I think. We're going to do some screen shares in a moment. I'm going to show you. But Trello is a great tool for allowing you to organize things about your life. I mean, we're all busy, right, Karen?
We are.
And we lose track of things. We kind of lose track of our progress. We lose track of what we're supposed to be doing, what we thought was important. And Trello, I think, is a great tool for helping you manage all that and put it all in one place. Because, you know, virtual hands in the chat room here. How many of you have like a list here, a list there, an app here, an app there, piece of paper over there? I am guilty of that. And after a while, you realize this is not working. I'm not getting anything done.
Well, and if you're a list maker like I am, you're never satisfied with just one list. There's the list of things I have to do today. There's the list of things I have to do by the end of the week. There's the list I have to do for my son, for you, for me, for work, for all this other stuff. So I think that we may all agree that whatever you do something. You know,
right.
we have the best of intentions. You know, I'll just remember that. Well, no, you won't. And it'll just go somewhere, and it'll either become a priority or it won't. And some of the things that should be important are kind of falling by the wayside. So
totally agree. I mean, I find myself often thinking, I want to do this or I want to do that. And then one or two things happens. One, I may just forget completely about it. And then a week later, I'll turn to Karen and say, hey, Karen, remember we were talking about such and such? What were we talking about then? And she looks at me like the deer in headlights, like I don't really remember it either.
Like this morning when you said, hey, did you ever message so-and-so about that receipt?
Yeah. And she's like, what? Who? For what? Huh? and I had it on my Trello. So it's still there in my list, which I'll show you in a moment. Or I either forget about it or I do put it on a list somewhere, but then I don't look at the list, or the list disappears, or there's no sense of urgency. There's no sense of prioritization. I mean, you have to come up with some sort of system, guys, and you probably already have a system, even if it's not written down or you haven't thought about it. You know, per se, you probably do the same things each day, not just in your business, but also in your life. So when I was looking for apps to try to figure out how to sort of organize my life a little better, my business a little better, Trello popped up on my radar. And this happened about 4 months ago. And for whatever reason, probably because I put it on a list to go back and check out, I just forgot to go back to it. I did not go to it. So I recently, about 2 or 3 weeks ago, you know, revisited Trello and have been finding great value. I watched a couple videos on how other people use it and have kind of come up with my own little system here. And I hope that Trello and what I show you guys today, I hope it'll be useful for you. Maybe you can adapt it to your own situation. It's not like I have the magic solution here. But I think it's a cool tool. And even if you don't use Trello, you might want to consider using some other tool like it, just to sort of put some structure and organization around your life, your business, and so on.
And it's pretty easy, right? Trello is pretty user friendly.
I think it is. Like at first, you know, I wasn't totally sure how to use it, but as I've gotten into it, it's definitely gotten a bit easier. So let's go ahead. We're going to jump in now. I'm going to show you this full screen. And you can see this is what the Trello homepage will look like. And by the way, I don't get any compensation from Trello. This is a free this is a free app. You can pay and get some extra little goodies, but even the free version will do probably 95% of what you're going to need. So just, you know, FYI. But Trello has a homepage and they have these things called boards. And a board is just an area where you want to organize information about whatever. And you can see down here, I have some personal boards and I also have some, these are kind of my business boards and they all have different titles. You can see here, 2017 goals, blog website, eBay milestones, ideas for days. And I'll be totally honest, I haven't filled out all these completely yet, guys. They're still a work in progress. And honestly, they're going to be a work in progress going forward. This is not going to be, you know, it's a one and done and you never revisit it. But I'm going to show you guys a few of these and how I think they can help you, you know, with your business and be able to become a little bit better at staying organized. And we'll kind of jump back and forth between this and the screen share just to make sure we're not missing, you know, too many questions here in the chat. Go ahead.
And look at that. You can make them pretty too. You can choose the title as well as the background photo or color, right?
Yes, that's exactly right. So there's a couple of these I really want to cover though and make sure. And the first one is sourcing. Now I'm going to click on this and you're going to see these are actually, this whole thing is called a board and under each board is a card. Or these boards have cards under them. And basically what I did is I went in, I looked at the areas where I go a lot to source. So for instance, Charlotte, where we live, and I made a board called Goodwill, Charlotte, North Carolina. Let me show you how easy it is to make a board. Let's say you live in Austin, Texas, and you want to go and you want to create, you know, you want to shop the Goodwills there. You would create a board called Austin, Texas. And then let's say there's a store there, store number 123. We're going to add that. And then if we go into store 123, we can add info. We can add a detailed description here. We can add comments and so on. So let me show you what that looks like in action. So you see here, we have an outlet here in Charlotte. It's on Wilkinson Boulevard. So I'm going to click on this and I'm going to show you what we've typed in here, just our last visit there. So up here, I put a description. I said it's an outlet store. They have rolling tables. The clothes and shoes are $1.39 per pound plus tax, right? Just some basic info. I've also got the address. So if I needed to very quickly copy that and put that in my GPS, I could. But I can add other things here too. I can add checklist. I can make a label. Like I can say this gets a, you know, an orange label if you want to be able to see it very clearly, you know, and say, all right, I want to label all the outlets with a certain color or all the thrift stores with a certain color.
Or purple in this case.
Purple. What did I say? Yellow? I was looking and orange and said that. But Karin had a great idea the other day. So we took a trip there on September 2nd. And you can see right here, I put in there that we got 10 items. They were mostly jeans and we paid $18.78. So a really cheap price. And
so Jason was going to type and make those notes, right?
Right.
And I suggested that why don't you just take a picture of the receipt?
Right. And the receipt, as you can see here, it has the date. It has the amount we paid. It doesn't have it broken out by what you have on there, but most Goodwill receipts would. Just the outlet happens to do it only by weight. So this is a quick, easy way, guys. You can keep track of your sourcing and it can kind of, I mean, it doesn't take long. Like you see here, like even whether you type it in, even when I typed in, doesn't take long. And let's say we go there again today. So we could type in 9/6/17 and we could say, you know, we bought 20 pair of jeans, you know, and spent $45. And there you go. There's another note. So it's very easy to go in and make a new addition to this. And you can just kind of keep track of your sourcing very, very simply. And this allows you to kind of go in and see a track record, which is cool because if you see a track record, you can decide as you go to these stores, oh, this store is pretty good. This store is sort of average. you know, it costs this much money. I'm going to need cash instead of credit here, whatever you've got in the description.
Does it come in handy for the Goodwill that's down the street that you visit every week? Maybe not. But we talked about how we make sourcing trips or field trips.
Right.
And how many sources do you think we have?
Oh, well, I mean, it's going to end up being probably like 40 or 50 just in
Gosh,
Goodwills
at
around
least.
in our areas, and even more when you count in the thrift stores. And I mean, you wouldn't necessarily do it for a yard sale, although you could create one over here called yard sale. I'm going to get rid of this, by the way. I'm going to archive that. Just get rid of it. But you could create one over here called yard sales and just keep track of your yard sales. So for those of you out there saying, hey, because this question's come up, hey, I don't know what to put for like a receipt. I'm going to go back to the view. I don't know what to put for a receipt for a yard sale. You can put in there. You can keep track of what your yard sale purchase is right there. I mean, that can function as your spreadsheet. I mean, granted, you can't throw numbers in a column or a row and manipulate them with that. But if you just want to have somewhere to dump that info until you need it, I think it's really cool. So quick question here. Adam asked, computer-based or Android? It actually goes between, I know it goes between all your iOS devices. So it's app-based and computer-based. So I can log on to this on a web page, or I can log on to the apps on my mobile devices and use it as well. So that's one way you can use Trello to really help keep track of your sourcing, which I think is pretty cool. I'm going to go in and show you another way that you can use it to keep track of basically, let me go back and do a quick screen share, that we can go in and keep track of your milestones. Now, some of you guys, I think this is important. So let's say you're a seller on eBay. And by the way, you see this background, you can always change that. You can change the background. They have a big, long list of photos. So say I want it to be this dolphin. I could change it to that. Or
a sea lion.
Seal, sea lion, whatever it is.
Do that one right there.
Karin wants me to do this one. So you can change your background. You can put in your own photo if you want. Whatever. I'm having trouble with animals today. But
you're having trouble with words.
So here's a cool thing, guys. All right. So say like you, I think this is pretty cool, and I'm excited. I haven't put in my eBay ones yet, and I wanted to show you guys this. So let's say you want to say, all right, I want to create a milestone for when I sell $1,000 in total sales. You could do that. And the cool thing is, now here's where Trello I think is cool. So let's say you're selling along, and you reach the 1,000 total sales. You just pick it up and drag it to here, to milestones achieved. And there it is. You can keep track of all your milestones you achieve in your business or anything, your personal life, personal goals, life goals, whatever. And you can keep them right here so you always know what you've achieved. Maybe you want to say, all right, sell 500 items total. And you could do that. And then you could say sell 1,000 items total. I mean, you could do all kinds of things here. You could do a monthly list, like how many, I want to say, all right, I want to keep track of when I sell 100 items in a month or 200 items. I want to keep track of when I make $10,000 in a month or $5,000. Whatever it is, you can do this really simply with eBay or Amazon or Poshmark. And it's cool, guys, because if you think about it,